Hey everyone, I'm Vinny and welcome to this week's edition of Nighthawk News. Dialogue for Difference held a great event this past week that had a record attendance on LGBT rights. The next Dialogue for Difference event will be held in room 522 at 12 noon on November 6th. On Friday, October 11th, UNG will be holding its third annual National Coming Out Day. Come on down to the atrium and check out some great events going on from 9 to 11. On Monday, October 14th, UNG will be hosting a Hispanic Poetry Night in room 522 at 5 p.m. On Wednesday, October 16th, we will be holding an annual fall carnival from 11 to 2 out here on the lawn at UNG Oconee. Come out and get some t-shirts, get some awesome game time in, and take a break from class. Now we're going to go to correspondent Connor Pierce, who has this week's Sound Off here. Connor, take it away.
Hey, welcome to Sound Off. Today we're talking to students about LGBTQ rights. So let's find out what they have to say. So, do you think that people who are gay should have the same rights as people who are straight? Should they be able to marry and adopt children, etc.?
Absolutely.
Okay. And why? I mean, what informs your opinion about that?
I never understood the discrimination towards someone who likes the same sex. I don't understand how people can judge someone by that.
I agree. I mean, like, we're all human and, like,
Exactly.
we have the rights, like, everyone has the same rights to do what they want, what they feel, and we shouldn't be kept from those rights.
No, not at all. I don't think people should be told you can't marry someone. It's awful. I hate it.
Great. Has your opinion changed over time, or have you always thought that way? Or was there a time in your life where you actually thought the contrary?
I've always felt this way.
I've always felt that.
I think it also depends on how you're raised. What sort of
I agree with
religion.
that.
Do you have any friends who have come out recently or come out to you?
I do actually.
Okay.
But I'm only one of very few that he came out to. So.
How did they feel after they told you?
I think he definitely felt relieved, but I also think he had an inkling that I kind of had a feeling that he was gay. So I think he was relieved, but not surprised by my reaction.
And so what would you say to others who are thinking about coming out but just haven't?
I think that you shouldn't be, like, afraid or, like, insecure of how you feel or, like, about who you are, because, like, that's who you are, and you should be proud of it, and, you know.
I completely agree.
Great. I think that's all the questions we have. Thanks for talking to us.
All right, no problem.
Go for it. So do you think that people who are gay should have the same rights as people who are straight?
Of course.
And why do you think that?
Well, I was raised in a really liberal family, and we're all human. There's no real difference between us or anyone else. And I say us because I'm bisexual, but
Did you come out ever, or was it just always?
it was just always, I mean, as soon as I figured out, I was just like, whatever.
So there was no like specific time that you felt was right. It was just.
No. I mean, studies show that statistically most people veer towards bisexuality, but the oppressive society just makes us choose one or the other.
Okay. And let's see. So do you have friends who've come out to you, or?
Not to me specifically.
So what would you say to some who are like on the fence about coming out? Like they're not fully comfortable with it, but they're thinking about it.
Well, I'd say think about what's right for you, because depending on the situation, it might be dangerous to do, but this is a kind of liberal area, especially on a college campus. So as long as you're not going to be in danger, you should just go ahead and do it. I mean, there's nothing really that bad that could happen except for the worst situation.
Okay. Well, do you have any plans for coming out day in your? It's Pride Week, so are you gonna come to any of the events?
I mean, I kind of know what's going on, but I don't. I'm just kind of really focused on my classes.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's all the questions we have. Thanks for talking to us.
Okay.
You have a good day.
You too.
Okay. So, do you think that people who are gay should have the same rights as people who are straight? Like people be allowed to marry or adopt children?
Most definitely. I really think that everyone has the inherent right to pretty much do what they want to do, especially on social matters like that. I feel like the government, when they come in, they have say in a lot of stuff that we do. But as far as who you want to marry, what who you want to marry, who you want to be with for the rest of your life, that's a personal choice. And I believe that religion shouldn't really have too much about it. I feel like that's a very big topic, but it's really controversial. But I really feel like at the end of the day, it's really up to you. I have no reserved feelings for anybody who is gay, lesbian, or anything like that. I'm personally straight, but I do have friends who are, and I don't hold anything against them.
And what influences your opinion about that? What has informed your opinion about that over time?
Well, to be honest, I've actually really stayed current with a lot of the debates on same-sex marriage and the controversies that surround that. But, I was brought up, my family is primarily Christian. They do believe in a man and a woman. But, we also do believe that, every person, we treat everyone with the same respect. We don't believe that just because you like someone in a certain way that you're treated differently or, are entitled to less than someone who's not.
Okay.
So.
Great. And so do you have friends that have come out, like say to you or?
Not come out to me, but I have friends that I've met who are either gay or lesbian, and they're normal people,
Right.
and for me it's just really I like them for the person that they are, and not really anything other than that, because they're just normal people. They're no different.
Do you have any advice for people who are thinking about coming out and just haven't yet?
Any advice
Or what would you say to them?
that are about to come out?
Or thinking
I
about
really don't know. I really haven't ever had a person like come out,
Yeah.
to me. So, I would probably just say, that's fine. If that's who you are, don't be ashamed of it. At least, you're bold enough to come out and be yourself and not be ashamed. So
Great. Well,
it takes a lot of courage to do that. So
All right. Well, that's all the questions we have today. Thanks
Awesome,
for talking
cool.
with us.
yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Darren. Check it out on the website.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, what do you think about? Let's see. So, do you think that people, like, say, who are gay, should have the same rights as those who are straight, as far as like marriage, adoption? What's your opinion on that?
I feel like they should have the same rights, but I don't condone it.
Right.
I wouldn't.
So why not?
Why not? Because, mainly because of my religion. I don't believe like religiously that's acceptable, but it's just my opinion.
So have you always thought that way, or has your opinion changed over time?
I've always thought that way.
Okay. And let's see. All right. I think that's all the questions that I have. So, do you think that people who are gay should have the same rights as those who are straight?
Yes, I do indeed.
Why? What informs your opinion?
Human rights, I guess. I don't see the reason why everybody shouldn't have the same rights. I have no other reason than that. I just believe that we should all be the same.
Has your opinions changed over time, or have you always thought?
No, I've always thought this. I've got
Okay.
quite a lot of gay friends, so I'm always an advocate.
Well, what would you say to those who are thinking about coming out?
I mean, do it. There's no reason not to. It just depends on who you come out to, I guess.
Right. Okay, and that is all, I guess. So thank you.
Sorry, I
for
could
talking
be a
with
bit
us.
more
Oh, no.
controversial.
That's
All right, go for it.
Alright, so do you think that people who are gay should have the same rights as those who are straight? As far as like being able to marry, adopt children, etc.
Yes, not me as a gay girl. I want to do it. So, yes.
And so you say that you're gay. Well, when did you choose to come out?
I chose to come out when I was like in the 8th grade to my mom, and then we're fine with it.
So your mom was the first person that you told.
Mhm.
And why did you decide that it was the right time to tell her?
Cause I felt like me and my mom were best friends, and I could tell her anything, and so I felt like it was something going on inside of me that I needed to tell her.
And how did you feel after you told her?
Relieved. I feel like I had somebody to talk to.
So what would you say to others who are thinking about coming out but just haven't?
Don't don't be scared. Take your time. Don't do it. Don't rush it. Do it when you're ready. Tell somebody you're close to and not somebody that's going to judge you.
Well, great. Well, thanks for talking to us so much.
Now I'm back with an exclusive interview with the coordinator of student life here at UNG Oconee, Lindsay Bailey. Hey, Lindsay, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining us. So what is Pride Week and what goes on during Pride Week?
All right. This is our first annual Pride Week
Okay.
this year. It's in celebration of everything LGBTQ, and that stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer.
Yeah.
It can also mean questioning at the end.
Okay.
There's also an addition you can add IA at the end of it as well, so it means intersex or ally.
Okay.
So there's lots of different words that
Right,
go to this community.
right.
This community encompasses so many people. So it's just a way for people of those in that community to be proud of who they are, and of allies who are people who support that community to be proud of them as well and celebrate who they are.
Now you said ally. How does one become an ally?
An ally just means that you support that community. So there's a bunch of different ways you can be an ally. So that means being an advocate, going to the events we have on campus, being a person that someone can go talk to if they're having problems or maybe they're being bullied. A big thing I try to say about being an ally is standing up for someone who is maybe the victim of bullying.
Right. No, that's definitely an awesome program you all have going on here. So what can we expect from the National Coming Out Day on Friday?
I'm really excited. Actually, I'll reach behind here. So we have a whole bunch of buttons that we make every year. So this is actually our third time that we're doing National Coming Out Day.
Okay.
And I thought we could expand it and have a whole Pride Week behind it.
Awesome.
So we have a bunch of different buttons we have. So we'll have this because it's always on October 11th. You don't have to be gay to support gay rights is a big one. National Coming Out Day. We have a bunch of no hate ones. So just a whole bunch of different buttons that GSA, which is the Gay Straight Alliance, we make them. We'll also have donuts, candy, giveaways. It's just a way to celebrate, and you wear your pin that day to show your support.
Sounds like a lot of fun. Now, what other events were held this week in honor of Pride Week?
We had two other events. Our first was Dialogue for Difference, LGBTQ edition. So that's where I was the presenter for that, and I went over a bunch of things about identity and gay and lesbian issues and definitions that people might not be aware of, just to kind of give an overall background and tips on how to be an ally.
That's awesome.
The other thing we had was actually today, on Wednesday, we had our guest speaker. She's a spoken word artist, and her name is Caroline Rothstein.
And I was there for that. It was a great experience to hear her speak. Well, Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us today on the Nighthawk News. And that about does it for us today. We'll be back next week, as always. My name is Vinny. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.